Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Unbettable. I'm sorry I've been on hiatus. I've had a lot going on at work, but Holmes, we are back. We do not have Gary, but you know what we do have? We have to
I'm back.
recap a great college slate. Kick it off, Bama and Vandy.
Yeah, dude. Sorry again that we were not back last week. Before we go into any of this, I'm going to preface this and just say this. My picks have been ass on the pod. That is well documented. My picks have been ass. Mondo's picks have actually been great. Mondo's been killing it. I went a combined 6-1 in NFL and college football in my own plays this past weekend. That's all I'm saying. If we get hot starting this week, you heard it here first.
It's a
Okay.
get right weekend.
It's a get right weekend. We're going to need it, dude. We're going to need it. Let's jump into the college slate. First game we want to tackle Alabama, Vanderbilt. This was the rematch of last year. Vanderbilt had a big surprise win over Bama last year in Vanderbilt. Now they have to go to Alabama. That place is freaking rocking, man. They were ready for Diego Pavia this time around. I think one of the things that I thought that was so interesting about this game is when they interviewed a lot of the players, even Kalen DeBoer after the Georgia win, not an ounce of happiness or celebration in beating Georgia. Those dudes were so locked in Vandy coming in next week because they wanted that get back so bad and they got it. Amazing late cover, I will say. Bama, thank you for that. But 30-14 final score. I mean, it was a pretty close game in the first half, all things considered. But in the second half, you started to see Alabama pull away a little bit, got a crucial interception, a crucial fumble recovery. And honestly, the emergence of the run game has been really big for Alabama. Jam Miller, who was not playing, I think the first 3 games of the season for Alabama, he looked phenomenal. 22 carries, 136 yards. I mean, the guy is going to be the workhorse back for this team. And Ty Simpson is kind of playing himself into Heisman consideration right now. The dude does not make mistakes, albeit one interception in the game. Probably his one of the only ones I think he's thrown all season. He has looked fully in control and in command of this offense. Kalen DeBoer, you got to give him credit, man. When they play these ranked matchups, he always has Bama ready for these. So big
Mhm.
win for Bama for the get back last year. No shade to Vandy, man. They're a really good team, and they went toe to toe with Alabama for about 2.5 quarters of that game. So I give them a ton of credit. They have been so much better than they have been in years past. Vandy is no longer a bottom feeder in the SEC. That's a tough team to want to play.
Yeah. Miami, FSU, the final battle for Florida. It is Miami easily victorious. Don't let the scoreboard fool you. They dominated this game, then took the foot off the gas. If you bet FSU live betting, you got a little cha-ching with that fourth quarter 19-point drop.
Yes,
The
sir.
story here, man, Carson Beck is absolutely elite. His connection with Malachi Tony, unbelievable. Tony, freshman out of Miami, Florida, 107 yards, 2 TDs. You just don't see it. Defensively, obviously, Tommy Boy from FSU, he makes things work, but at the end of the day, it was all garbage time yardage and touchdowns out of him. He did nothing when it mattered most. So Miami, arguably at this point, Holmes could be the best team in football. Very
They look
well
like,
could be.
yeah.
Let's kick it back to you for the first upset.
Oh my God, dude, this was a disgusting game. UCLA with the upset of the year so far, 42-37 over what was Penn State ranked number 7 coming into this game. Oh my God. This was unbelievable because I think everybody coming into this game was as long as Penn State wakes up to their alarm and shows up to the field, they'll win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did UCLA give them a little run for their money. They fired their coach, I think, about 2 weeks ago, implemented a brand new game plan 2 days before this game. They executed it to perfection. There's nothing else you could say about this game other than they schemed up a fantastic game to have Penn State's defense on skates all day long, and Nico Maliava had a damn good game. I mean, I just want to make sure I get this dude's stats correct because finally, all this talk about, hey, this is the guy for Tennessee last year who's supposed to be this stud. He played all right, but wanted a lot more money. Ended up leaving to get that money from UCLA, and it has just looked like a horrible decision so far until this game. It looks like it's paid off. through the air, 17 of 24, 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. But even more impressive on the ground, 16 carries, 128 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground for Nico. He shredded this defense. And honestly, that first half, Penn State, they were not prepared. I mean, you're immediately going to go down 10-0 to UCLA. You're going to be down 27-7 going into half. And by the time they finally got their shit figured out in the second half, and Drew Aller actually played a pretty good game for the most part, when they started scoring touchdowns in the second half, UCLA responding every time. They did not let them get back into this game. And that's hats off. Hats off to UCLA, dude. That was an incredible ups from them. Biggest win in that program's like probably past 5 years. I mean, it has been a very rough time for UCLA. Now there's a lot of questions about James Franklin. I'm not going to go too deep into that because at this point, I don't really know who's out there that you can find better than him that's going to get you over that hump. They're just kind of stuck in a really tough situation where he is. I don't know, man, because he can't win the big games, but apparently he can't win the easy games either. So I don't know, man. Hats off to UCLA. Winners get more of the praise.
All right, Holmes, it's time to talk about it. I'm gonna take the lead here. Actually, I got a question I do want to ask you, but first, Texas, them motherfuckers ain't back, brother. Florida Gators 29, Texas 21. Texas sucks. Florida won the pass game. They won the rush game. They won the receiving game. They won the O line battle, the D line battle, all the defensive game. Texas looked outmatched, outclassed, and was outperformed by the Florida Gators. The 2-2 Florida Gators, who have been considered bums the whole year. Ladies and gentlemen, Texas fucking blows. And Holmes, let me ask you this.
All right.
There's been a lot of talk, and especially between you and I, about the direction Florida is going. What is your stance on Billy Napier as of October 7th, 2025?
I'm kind of in the same spot that I have stayed in for a couple of years now, is that I am very 50-50 on everything that's going on right now because you see performances like this and you can kind of say that maybe a good part of this win was due to his game plan, due to his coaching, but I put a lot of this win on DJ Lagway actually figuring it the hell out. I mean, the kid looked really good. This is the kind of DJ Lagway that we expected coming into the season. He looked amazing. He showed out in a number of different ways, and I was very impressed with his poise all day long. But the other side of the coin where it comes in for me is when we're losing these games against LSU, we're losing these games against USF, and you can see the game plan not not there. You know what I'm saying? Coming into this game, one of the biggest things I think I told you, I told a lot of people, we need to run the ball. Run
Yep.
the ball. Give it to Jaden Ball. That dude is averaging over 6.5 yards a carry. He is absolutely a phenomenal runner. And the offensive line is good, but we're not using them enough in the run game. We're trying to use them to set up these trick plays, these screens, these weird RPOs that DJ Lagway wasn't reading very well in the beginning of the season. And frankly, the play calls weren't that great either. But we needed to establish a run game. And I'll give Billy Napier credit for this game. He did it. Why did we do it against LSU, who couldn't stop the run? Why didn't we do it enough against USF, who wasn't able to stop us when we did run the ball? That's the thing for me is when you see him actually implementing a game plan in this game that you can be pretty happy and proud of. It's like, okay, maybe he does know what he's doing in some of these games. But then again, you're watching USF, you're watching LSU. We're not doing any of that, and it looks completely different. DJ Lagway's throwing 3 picks. Oh, sweet. Let's just keep having him throw more. Yeah, he throws 2 more, 5 on the day. It's just we're not, I don't think, thinking about the right way to try and win. And it's got to start with the run game. We have too much talent on the field at the running back position and on the offensive line to not be using that as a strength of our team. The defense has been phenomenal all year. They showed up again. The trench battle was overwhelmingly won by Florida. They had Arch
Mm-hmm.
Manning in hell all day long. It was awesome to see. But this is the game we needed to see for that offense to get right. Off of the bye week, a game plan that was being implemented. He's going to stick around. This game is going to allow him to stick around. But again, I kind of put it out there. It's like I don't know who really is going to be willing to come and coach the team at this point, especially if we fire Billy. If we get him out of here, who leaves with him? That's a big thing. I don't want to see a lot of roster churn. I love this roster, but they're just not putting the little pieces together. So I'm so conflicted on this man. I have been for such a long time because he gives you the shitty moments and he gives you the great moments. So yeah, you got to take the good with the bad, I guess. But I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you have any strong feelings on it?
I Full disclosure, I've been out on Billy Napier since the start of the year. Um, Not necessarily as our head coach. I am out on Billy Napier as a play caller, and that has been very apparent. And I've said it several times to several different people.
Yep.
Billy Napier is a hell of a recruiter. He's a great locker room presence. The problem is he can't call a play consistently. You saw a great start week one. He didn't show up 2-3. He gets it together this week. Like, to me, it it's tough to justify your head coach continuing to call plays in the college level if he cannot be consistent.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I'm out on Billy Napier as a play caller. I think he should stick around as a head coach in general or head up the recruiting department. But I just don't see a future in which Billy Napier continues to call plays at a high level. He's never proven to me that he can. And he's proven to me he can call it at a high level. He hasn't proven the consistency to me.
Yeah.
So I'm still very much out on him. We'll see what happens. It was a hell of a game. It was a great play calling game out of him this time. What the hell's coming next week? That's always my response. What's
Yeah.
coming next week? Because we know it's just going to continue to be hard. That's our schedule. Holmes, we were bad podcast hosts and we did not do our NFL pick 'em.
Yeah.
And, that is pretty embarrassing out of us. It happens.
Yeah.
But just curious, do you happen to know where we are at in general?
I do. Yeah. So obviously we did not pick last week. That's on us, is what it is. We're all one game within each other right now. Gare in the lead, 33 and 29. I am at 32 and 30, and you are 500, 31 and 31. So all of us are 500 or better. We're all just within one game right now. So I'm sure the later episode that we'll have this week, we'll dive into all the picks and whatnot. But not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah. Well, let's kick it off with you. Why don't you cover Thursday night football?
Man, this is the game that knocked out, first of all, knocked out a ton of people in Survivor. Everybody and their moms was on the Rams in this one, and for good reason. I
Yeah.
mean, this shocked everybody. For as many players, impact players on the 49ers roster to be out for this game, the Rams get their ass beat by Mac Jones. Boy, that man had a game, dude, and he is. I got to give that man credit because as he started out as a starter in this league, didn't work very well with the Patriots, gotten some backup gigs, and now being thrust into the starter role with Brock Purdy not playing, no Jawan Jennings, no Ricky Pearsall, no George Kittle. I mean, they're thin on that offensive side, and he's showing out. Getting battered all game long. Looks like he went down like multiple different times with different injuries. Guy's looking like he could be playing himself into a starter role on another team. And you got to really respect the humbleness that comes from him after that, saying, man, this is still Brock's team. I'm just here to try and fill in for the time being. On the other side with the Rams, man, I don't really understand the fumbling that's going on. Blake Corum, Kyron Williams, these guys cannot keep the ball in their hands. They're
Mm.
turning over the ball in crucial moments, especially Kyron super late in the game at the goal line. I mean, dude, come on, that's losing you the game right there. I mean, I don't really I really like this Rams team. I think they have a lot of talent, especially on the offensive side, and their defense is pretty young and hungry. But they can't be losing games like this, man. Come on. I know it's a divisional game, but you have a backup QB playing against you with a very, very depleted offensive side of the ball. I don't know, man. You have to be able to win that game. So tough loss there for the Rams, but 49ers, man, just when you think they're down and out, Mac Jones pulls a hat out of a rabbit, dude. Insane.
Holmes, let's just kick it off where it needs to be kicked off with me. Dolphins at Panthers. The Dolphins lose 27-24. Where do I start? Where do I start? Chris Greer needs to be fired. I fucking hate him. He's the most useless GM that has ever touched the sport. The worst, absolute, just at everything. Longest tenure GM without a playoff win. He is fucking horrible. Over to Mike McDaniel. I think he may be on the good stuff again because, buddy, his press conference did not look good. I feel bad for the guy. He seems like a great dude. He just you need someone to lay down the boom a little more behind the scenes, and he's just not that guy. Someone's going to get a hell of an offensive coordinator when he gets let go because this guy's offense is electric. It's just not the right team. Which brings me to my next point. To a T, not a bad game. 256, 3 touchdowns. About as mobile as a brick, but there comes a point where you just have to blow it up. The Dolphins are at that point. It needs to be blown up. HN, the only one that looks good. I mean, he had a 10 carries, I think. Not ideal, but he still caught the ball. Waddle looked good. You and I talked about it a lot. We're high on Waddle stock because Tyreek's out. Waller also looked good. It's just we can't piece it together, and you gotta start going your separate way. On the other side, shout out to Rico Dowdle, man. The guy comes in for a hurt Hubbard, and the dude balled 206 yards, 1 tutty. I think he had 3 receptions for 28, something like that. The guy cooked. It is what it is. The Dolphins blow. They don't have a defense. We have the worst rated rookies in the league. We're a dumpster fire of an organization. And it starts at Chris Greer, and he's the one that needs to be let go first. Holmes, Vikings at Browns.
Oh man, a second straight London game for the Vikings. Honestly, I was surprised myself when I saw that the Vikings were playing two. Well, I guess it was they played one in London and one in Scotland, I think. So two straight international games for this team. That was weird to start out
Yeah,
with. But obviously played a lot better of a game than they did last week against the Steelers. Coming into it a little bit easier of an opponent. Dylan Gabriel getting his first start for the Browns overseas. Not really a ton there that I was super impressed with or super down on him about. I don't really think they let him do a ton. Jerry Judy's got a weird dropping problem right now. He's kind of got to get some shit figured out. But I mean, he was basically Dylan Gabriel's basically just all over his tight ends all day long. You could tell he felt pretty comfortable with just giving the big men the ball all day long. But Browns didn't ask him to do anything crazy. The Browns defense, I mean, still pretty respectable. Held the Vikings to 21 points, but when you're the Browns offense and you can score 21 points, that's just how you're going to lose games, unfortunately. Weird thing in this game, Jordan Addison, I heard, and this could be hearsay, but I heard this man was benched for the first quarter of the game because
I
he
heard
missed a
it too.
walkthrough. So it just wanted to explore London, just went out on his own, like did his own shit, came back, and they're like, do that. Dude comes out, ends up scoring the game-winning touchdown for them. Like, okay, I'm having a very tough time figuring this kid out because he's suspended first 3 games of the season for I think it was a DUI incident over the summer, and now he's like missing walkthroughs and stuff. Like, I don't know. This guy seems like kind of an eclectic character, but he still plays very good ball. So you got to respect that. Carson Wentz filling in for JJ McCarthy just looks like a professional QB out there, man. 25 to 34, 236 and a touchdown. You'll take it, honestly. You'll take it from a backup. It looks good, does what needs to be done, but definitely not the most exciting game on the board.
Speaking of not exciting, let's talk about this Colts Raiders game. I mean, the Colts exciting, right? 40
Yeah,
points. Jonathan Taylor 3 tutties. Daniel Jones 2 tutties.
yeah.
They look unstoppable on offense. Go to 4-1, 3-0 at home. Look incredible. Before I get to the bad stuff, Pat McAfee in the corgi race was absolutely hilarious to watch. He is one of the fattest corgis I've ever seen, and that was awesome TV. Anyway, the Raiders, man. Let's talk the Raiders, right? So Geno Smith, we know he started off with the Jets, got bitch slapped in the face, kind of fell out of the NFL for a little while, comes back, plays his ass off in Seattle, and then gets a fat contract with Vegas. the guy was due for regression, and it's starting to show. And I feel bad for him too. Geno Smith seems like a good guy. He's turned his career around. The problem is you have no offensive line. You're trying to establish a run game with a rookie. Granted, he is an all-time rookie. Your receiving core is weak. Brock Bowers stays on the field half the time. It, Geno Smith, at the end of the day, is the reason for this offense's downfall. The guy cannot make good reads. He's thrown interception after interception, and the Raiders have to do something. I don't know if it's trading for someone or just giving Geno maybe a game to get his head right, but he looks terrible. He looks truthfully lost out there, and you got to feel for the guy. Holmes, Giants or Giants, Saints.
We'll go to a really shitty game from probably what was supposed to be a shitty game to actually a pretty decent game. And Harrison
Yeah.
Cohn, if you're watching or
Oh,
you're
let him know.
listening,
Put him on blast, Holmes.
Harrison Cohn, don't you ever dare chirp me in the second quarter of a game ever again. I just want to put this out there for the record. I was on Saints money line. Saints to win this game against those Giants that just beat the Chargers last week. I was on those Saints since last Tuesday. That was one of my most favorite plays of the week. And I said they're going into New Orleans. There is zero, and I mean zero, chance that the Giants are going to go in and they're going to pull off 2 wins in a row with a rookie quarterback that was thrust in week 4. That is not happening. The Saints, because I've watched the Saints this year, have played their ass off. Yeah, were they
Yep.
0-4 coming into this game? Damn
Yep.
right they were. But they played their ass off in all 4 of those games. Shit, I think they covered most of them as well, especially that 15.5 Bills number. I mean, dude, again, this was supposed to be a shitty game. Both of these teams are not good. And I think that was very evidenced by this. The Giants turned the ball over on 5 straight possessions. 5. That is what bad teams do. I mean, it is just unfathomable that the Saints didn't win by 30 with all those freaking turnovers. Listen, the Saints offense ain't that great. Rattlers trying to figure it out. They don't really have any weapons. It's tough. But there was no chance that the Saints were going to lose this at home against these Giants that were riding high off of a big Chargers win. No. Saints all day long. I love to see it. Massive, massive fumble recovery as well. I don't know who the hell that was, but that dude, when he hit it down the field,
Mm-hmm.
me, you, and Lip were watching. We
We
were
went
in electric.
nuts.
Great win by the Saints. Love to see it, man.
Yeah. By the way, Holmes and I pretty much watch football together every weekend. So if you guys ever want us to live stream it, let us know, and we'll set up a camera. But Cowboys, Jets, only one team left in the NFL, 0-5. Your New York Jets, and boy, is it not pretty. I read something about Justin Fields. They said Justin Fields is the exact quarterback you need when a franchise can't figure out what direction they're going in. Justin Fields will play his ass off. He'll try his hardest. He'll have decent stat lines, but just can't win. And by definition, I guess would make him a loser. I listen, it may have been all garbage time. Justin Fields is not the problem for this organization. It's the same exact thing as the Dolphins. It's a top-down issue, and it's got to be addressed by ownership. They're just terrible, man. I got nothing left. They're terrible. Fucking Mendoza. I hope you like chopped cheese, brother. You're gonna be a New York Jet. Dallas Cowboys, it's the year of Javonte Williams, man. This guy has been running and running and running. 135 and a tutty during this game. He looked great. Dak made his thing happen. Cowboys cruised to an easy victory. It was never actually close. Holmes, Broncos, Eagles. Talk to us.
Shit, man. This was a good game. I mean, as low scoring as it was, these teams were battling all day long, and the Broncos finally are able to get one over on the Eagles, hand the Eagles the first loss of their season. The 2-point play to go for the win was ballsy as shit, and I actually really loved that because there are so few coaches that in that moment are going to say, we could take this easy tie point. Nah, to hell with that, dude. We're going to go for the win right now over one of the best teams in the league. That was a big balls play by Sean Payton, and I loved to see that. Um, this is just tough for me because I am having such a hard time trying to figure out the Eagles. They've been winning a ton and finally lose this game, but this was the game where they decided to throw the ball a million times to AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, and it worked out really well with Devonta Smith. He had a huge stat line. AJ Brown not so much, but even now throwing the ball a ton, they still couldn't put together like a cohesive offense. I think they gave I want to get this right. Saquon Barkley, they gave him 6 carries all day
Yeah.
long. I That's what I'm not understanding. So it's just really weird and frustrating. From week to week, they're like it's ugly to watch. I don't like it, but somehow they're almost always winning, and they were really putting themselves in a position to kind of win this game too. Until the Broncos finally figured it the hell out and started driving their offense down the field. Bo Nix, by the way, throwing some balls on a frozen rope. Like
Yeah.
that ball's coming out of that dude's hand like a rocket. I'm
Hmm.
I'm very impressed with Bo Nix. I mean, especially under Sean Payton, the growth from that dude it's going to be really fun to watch because I do like the skills that he has. But I can't figure out this Eagles team right now. It's very weird. It looks bad, but they're winning. I don't love it. Great win from the Broncos. Love to see them get a big one here. They could easily be 4-1, 5-0.
Oh boy, this one. Texans at Ravens. The Texans literally curb stomped the Ravens. CJ Stroud finally got it going. He had 4 tutties. Nick Chubb looked like the Nick Chubb of old with a tutty, 61 yards on the ground. The Ravens, man, this is a sad tale, a sad fall from grace. I really don't know what they're going to do from here. You know, they're a dumpster fire, even though they weren't supposed to be. I could see them moving on from Harbaugh at the end of the year if they don't start winning at all. It is, if you're a Ravens fan, man, I'm sorry that you have to watch this. Welcome to the club. Holmes, Bucks, Seahawks, take it away.
God, arguably the game of the week. This was a phenomenal watch for 4 quarters, 38-35 final score. I mean, I was going through all the emotions in this game. I loved it. But I will say, Baker's a fucking dog, dude. He is such a dog. Like, I love this man so much. Just to have an unquestioned leader that is just going to put your boys on his back all game long and show out the way he does all season long. Oh, and by the way, chirping the hell out of that dumbass Seahawks fan before the
Yeah.
game. Yeah, how does that taste today, dude? Baker Mayfield is phenomenal. I just love the way this dude plays football. We have depleted receiving cores. We have a depleted offensive line. We still have injuries on the defensive side, but none of it matters, dude, because this team plays with grit. They play with fight. They go out there and they look to beat anybody's ass, dude. I love to see it. And Mika Egbuka is fantastic. I cannot give Jason Light more praise for taking this man in the draft. I just remember him saying after they drafted him, they're like, we had a lot of other guys on this board, and we figured there was no way he was going to fall to us. And when he did, that's way too much talent to pass up on. And you are seeing that being paid in dividends right now. He looks like a professional in his rookie year. Chris Godwin is slowly getting integrated back after his injury. Tez Johnson, rookie receiver from Oregon's getting some looks. That guy looks nice. Rashad White have a game without Bucky Irving. I mean, ooh, it's it's just great. You just love to see it. The Seahawks are a very, very good team. Their defense is nasty. They didn't really show it, giving up 38 points at home in this game. But I just love again the resiliency of the Bucks, the grit of the Bucks. Every time the Seahawks go down and score, every time the Seahawks tie up the game, the Bucks come right back. They have something prepared for every situation. I love to see it. The only thing that I don't love, we have literally won all 4 of our games on last second possessions. I just want to blow somebody out. We should have blown out the Jets, and we kind of let them crawl back into that game with a blocked kick, all that different type of stuff. But I just want to see this team blow somebody out. By God, after that bye week when everybody comes back healthy, we'll see you later. It's gonna be tough.
Titans at Cardinals. Cardinals win 28-22. What? He fumbled at the one? Why would he do that? Amari DiMercado, my dipshit of the week. Holy hell. You threw the game away just like that. You literally Chad Powers did. There was a
Yeah.
TV show telling you what not to do, and you still did it. The Cardinals fall because of that 22-21, giving the Titans their first win on the year. Congrats, by the way, the Titans. I know that's not how you want it, but you got there.
You got it.
I really don't know what to say about this, Holmes. I mean, this man fumbled the game away and then got his shit rocked by his coach, who just got fined $100K for it, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry to Amari, man. That's just unacceptable. People have
Absolutely.
been cut for less. I'm shocked he's still on the roster.
Yeah, same.
Holmes, Lions, Bengals.
I don't really have too much to say on this one, man. I mean, if you're watching the Bengals this year, I feel sorry for you. This team just sucks. Like their offensive line is putrid. Their defense is putrid. Jake Browning's throwing 3 picks. I feel for Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They're probably frustrated as hell on that offensive side. I mean, Jamar Chase, fantasy wise, yeah, gonna have a big game in the second half, but it's like the Lions just cooked you all day long. The offense did whatever they wanted to. The defense showed up when they needed to. And I just have so little positive things to say about the Bengals. Everything has just looked garbage since the Joe Burrow injury. Even pre Joe Burrow injury, it didn't look great. We're just gonna hope and pray that somehow inserting Joe Flacco into this lineup after a trade today is going to make them somehow better. But honestly, I kind of fear for Joe's life behind that offensive line. So
Yep.
there's just there sell all of your stock of the Bengals. I have zero faith in them going forward. Detroit just continues to be on the up and up. That's a good ass team, man.
Washington Commanders at LA Chargers. Commanders win 27-10. Wilf, welcome back to fantasy, brother. This was your get right game. I told you to keep Bill. He had 111, 2 tutties. I told you to keep Ladd. He had a tutty. Welcome back. Glad you're with us now. The Commanders, man. Jaden Daniels is back from injury. He looked solid for what it was. It's a get right game for him too. 15-26, 231, a touchdown. Not all-star stats like we're used to seeing, but he got the job done. He held the lead. He did what he had to do. Commanders walk out 3-2. Holmes, Sunday Night Football.
Man, this game literally just reminds me of the 49ers Rams game. I think everybody and their mom thought the Bills should have an easy division win over the Patriots at home. Does not turn out that way. Patriots get a 3-point dub, 23-20. I mean, just turnovers for the Bills, man. Josh Allen
Mm-hmm.
fumbles, Keon Coleman fumbles. Josh Allen throws a pick. The Patriots just grind them down slowly. They didn't play any phenomenal brand of football, but they ran the ball pretty well. Drake May fed Stephon Diggs, and that man looked like he had something to prove coming back to Buffalo. Hello, he looked great.
Yep.
And just the Buffalo offense, man, they couldn't move effectively all night. I don't really know what it was. I don't know if maybe they weren't as prepared for this game as they should have been, but one could say this is a good wake up call for the Bills. They were, I guess, the only undefeated team left in the league after the Eagles lost earlier in the day. So maybe this is that good wake up call for them going forward. They got to tighten a lot of shit up on the offensive side. Well, defensive side, I guess too. So they got a lot of shit to tighten up in general. But hey, man, good on the Patriots. They're definitely on the up and up. Great coaching staff. I really like Drake May as the quarterback. They don't have the greatest weapons of all time, but they're working with what they got. And to be 3-2 at this stage in the season, I think you'll take that as a Patriots fan.
Oh boy. Monday Night Football, Chiefs at Jags. The
All
Taylor
right.
Swift album dropped Friday night. No magic in the air. Trevor Lawrence falls on his ass to deliver the game-winning touchdown. Who would have thought?
You would have thunked it.
The Chiefs, man. I don't know what's going on with you guys. I get you have a hurt receiving core, you have an aging tight end. Patrick Mahomes has to kind of be utilized as a dual threat QB at the moment, but dude, letting up 31 to the Jags, who by the way are now 4-1, 3-0 at home. Something to keep your eye on this season. Is it the
Nice.
2017 Magic? Who knows? But Yeah, bro. The Chiefs look terrible. I don't know where they go from here, honestly. I think you just got to wait till either Rice comes back, Xavier Worthy kind of figures his injury stuff out because he just can't seem to stay healthy. And you got to get your defense to wake the hell up. I mean, they have stopped nobody. It has been abysmal. The Chiefs, dude, they need to get right game next weekend or they're in trouble.
Yeah, that's facts.
Holmes, I know we focus on football a lot. We really do. Um, but with missing last week, we missed out on the wild card games for the MLB, where we saw the Yankees make it in the AL and team to be named later in the NL because I can't think of it right now because my brain's not working. Either way, the Yankees are getting smoked in the ALDS. I'm not very happy. I'm angry, but I won't stop believing. Dodgers look unstoppable. Phillies are outmatched in the NL. Um, there's just like I feel like all these series for the most part are one sided, but if you have some early plays for the next couple days, let me know.
I don't have anything for baseball specifically. I'll have some stuff for Thursday night, and we can get into that really quick. But I'll just say about the baseball playoffs, like I don't know, man. This is an exciting time of year, but at the same time, like you're saying, you kind of look at a lot of these divisional series right now, and they do look one-sided. I'm hoping that your Yankees will get back into this because the Blue Jays have looked good for most of the season, but they don't even have Bo Bichette right now. They don't have Max Scherzer. They don't have some of the guys that they've depended on down the stretch to kind of put them in the spot that they were. The Yankees, on the other hand, man, like they have to get some of their pitching figured out. The biggest hitters have to show up in the biggest times, and hopefully they could claw their way back into this. But Tigers Mariners, I have not really had a lot of stock in the Tigers all season long. I think they
Mm-hmm.
have Scooble and that's it. I don't really love what they have going for them around him. Mariners on the other side. Cal Raleigh obviously hit over 60 bombs this year, and I really do like not only their lineup, but how they're able to piece together some of their pitching as well. They have some really good starters that I like depending on, and some decent pieces in the back end of that bullpen too. So I like the Mariners easily there. Dodgers Phillies, I thought this was supposed to be the most closely contested series, and so far the Dodgers are up 2-0. Their pitching has just won over the Phillies. Shohei looked great in game one. Blake Snell looked even better last night in game two. The Phillies just their lineup is dangerous, man, but they need to get cooking way more than they have been so far. And then the Cubs Brewers, man, I hate this for our boy Lip. Obviously, want the Cubs to show out and have a good postseason run, but the Brewers just have continued to do what they've done all regular season long, and that is just piece together a ton of runs, get by on some really dominant pitching, and just make these games look easy. I mean, the Brewers typically have had a lot of postseason struggles, especially in recent years. But to be up 2-0 right now in this series, it's very impressive. They look like they're going to easily get themselves to the next round. But again, I hate to say that, man. I want to have the faith in the Cubs. I want to have faith in our boy Lips team to take care of business and crawl themselves back into the series. But yeah, man, like you said, right now it's just a lot of one-sided stuff, and you hate to
Mm-hmm.
see the way it's going down right now.
Yeah, man. As of now, Blue Jays are unstoppable. Dodgers are unstoppable. I would say those are the two teams, unless the Yankees make a miraculous comeback. But I just don't see any of those other ones doing anything. Cubs, I love the Cubs, but the Dodgers, bro. The Dodgers are the team coming out of the NL. End of the day, they look too good.
Yeah, they do.
Um, you got any Thursday night stuff? It's kind of early for me still, so I really don't.
Yeah, so I was contemplating a couple plays, but I tried to think about it a little bit more, and I was like, all right, I really like these for a couple of reasons. So I'm gonna take two plays. Again, maybe this is the week we're gonna get hot, but if you want to fade me, that's okay too, because my record is shite. I'm gonna take Philly straight up -7. They're -115 right now on Hard Rock. I know there's a potential for push there, but this is a play, honestly. If the Eagles won against the Broncos and they won ugly again, they were 5-0 coming into this game, I would have probably hammered the shit out of the Giants spread at home because I was like, this is going to be like that Rams 49ers game, that what is it, Pats Bills game. Like this is where the Giants cover, possibly even pull out a goofy win outright. No, the Eagles lost. They're feeling that. They want to get back to their winning ways, and they're probably going to look to beat the absolute shit out of the Giants. So I'm going to take them to win by 7. I think that's a great play there. Even though they're going into New York, still love Philly here. And then on a prop perspective, I actually really like Theo Johnson over 31 and a half receiving yards, minus 115. This is the tight end for the New York Giants. I think we saw a lot this past week. I know I mentioned it a little bit with Dylan Gabriel finding his tight ends a lot. I think we're seeing a lot of young rookie QBs depend on the tight end position a lot to kind of help them out in the early going of their career. Typically, the easiest guys to throw to because of their quick, short routes. They're pretty dependable. They don't get covered by top cornerbacks, they get covered by linebackers. So I think in this instance, against a really good Eagles defense, I think Jackson Dart is going to need to be able to get the ball out quick, get it to somebody reliable. I like Theo Johnson here to be that guy for Jackson Dart over 31 and a half yards.
There we go. You'll have my plays Thursday night. Ladies
Hell
and
yeah.
gentlemen, if you enjoyed this episode of Unbettable, please make sure to like, subscribe, share with everyone you know, and we'll see you on the next episode.